How does CSF analysis diagnose MIS beyond an MRI? Imagine trying to solve a mystery where the clues are hidden deep inside the brain and spinal cord. Magnetic resonance imaging scans can show us areas of damage or lesions, but they don't tell us everything about what's happening inside the central nervous system. That's where cerebrospinal fluid analysis comes in, offering a closer look at the immune activity happening within the nervous system itself. When doctors suspect multiple sclerosis, they often use a procedure called a lumbar puncture to collect a small sample of cerebrospinal fluid from the lower back. This fluid surrounds the brain and spinal cord, acting like a cushion and carrying vital information about immune responses. One of the most important clues in cerebrospinal fluid for diagnosing multiple sclerosis is the presence of oligoclonal bands. These are specific patterns of immunoglobulins, or antibodies, that are produced within the central nervous system. When these oligoclonal bands are found in the cerebrospinal fluid but not in the blood serum, it strongly suggests that there is an ongoing immune response localized to the brain and spinal cord. This immune activity is a hallmark of multiple sclerosis, supporting the diagnosis especially when MRI results are unclear or show ambiguous lesions. In addition to oligoclonal bands, doctors look at the immunoglobulin G index, which measures how much immunoglobulin G is being produced inside the central nervous system. An increased IgG index indicates heightened immune activity, which is common in multiple sclerosis. Researchers are also exploring other biomarkers like free light chains, particularly kappa-free light chains, which can provide additional information about immune system activity. These markers are promising because they might offer faster and more objective ways to support diagnosis compared to traditional methods. White blood cell counts in cerebrospinal fluid can also give clues. Mild increases in white blood cells suggest inflammation, which is typical in multiple sclerosis. However, very high counts might point to other conditions like infections or different neurological diseases, so these results need careful interpretation by healthcare professionals. The process of analyzing cerebrospinal fluid is straightforward but precise. It involves a lumbar puncture, where a healthcare provider inserts a thin needle into the lower spine to collect a small amount of fluid. This sample is then tested in a laboratory for the presence of oligoclonal bands, immunoglobulin G levels, free light chains, and other markers of inflammation. Overall, cerebrospinal fluid analysis adds a vital layer of information beyond what MRI scans can provide. It helps confirm the diagnosis of multiple sclerosis by revealing immune system activity within the central nervous system. This is especially useful when MRI findings are inconclusive or when doctors need to differentiate MIS from other neurological conditions. By combining clinical evaluation, MRI results, and cerebrospinal fluid analysis, healthcare providers can make a more accurate diagnosis and tailor treatment plans accordingly. Remember, each person's experience with multiple sclerosis is unique, so always consult a healthcare professional for personalized advice and diagnosis.